Good morning. This is Howard Owens, publisher of the Batavian. We're doing another live stream interview this morning. As you know, we go through the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic reopening. We're now in phase 2. There's still business owners out there with questions, trying to figure things out. And this morning, we're going to talk to one of them, Nicole Ilasi, who is owner of Salon Miaou here in Batavia, and she's I've been following her on Facebook. She's been talking about some of these issues that she's been facing, and she reached out to me and wanted to maybe talk about it, get some questions that she has out there, and talk about some of the issues she's seeing. So Nicole, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing okay.
Good.
Still stressed out, but doing okay.
So just tell us, first of all, kind of where things are at for you and your business.
Well, right now I'm kind of on a pause still. I'm still sifting through the 13 pages of regulations that we have to adhere to. There's been questions over interpreting some of these rules and regulations. Some stylists are saying, are disagreeing with others, and it's very convoluted. So I've been ordering and securing, the proper PPE that I need. I'm still waiting for some of that to arrive. I'm a little concerned, a lot concerned about some of the liability issues that are involved with opening. There's been questions regarding how much is going to fall to us if somebody is diagnosed with COVID that comes into the salon. What does that mean for us if it gets traced back to us? Even though we're following everything we're supposed to follow, everything we think we're supposed to follow, the directives are so complicated that I think it'd be really easy to make a mistake or misinterpret something, and then I want to know where the liability is. And when is the state going to come in and inspect us? And what if we interpreted something wrong and we're doing something wrong? What are the fines going to mean? Are we going to get shut down? And there's no COVID insurance to cover us at this time. And I'm sure when they do come out with that, it's going to be crazy expensive. So, and right now we're only allowed to work at half capacity, one client at a time. We have to pay for all this PPE. And so our income is going to be slashed in half. So when this insurance does come out, that's another added bonus to the situation. What we found out was when this started, we were categorized under phase 3 and 4. We were considered high risk, non-essential workers. Then we found out we were bumped up to phase 2 overnight, and we found out that the lobbyists had lobbied the lobbyists work for the supply companies that we buy products from. So they want us back to work. They want us to buy products, of course, and we want to get back to work too. But they shoved us into phase 2 without any kind of directives or plan, with curbside pickup businesses. When we are hands-on, we're 6 feet away. We cannot be 6 feet away from our clients. We're in their face, waxing their eyebrows, their lips. We're doing facials. We're doing hair. Although facials are not required till phase 3 right now, or accepted until phase 3 right now. But it seems since they put us in there, they had to add all these directives to us. They basically have us dressed like we're going to be dismantling bombs when we go to work. We have to wear masks and face shields, and we have to get tested every 14 days, which is fine. I understand that testing is important. However, we don't get the results for 5 to 7 days, and it isn't clear if we're supposed to get tested and wait 5 to 7 days until we get the results before we go back to work. Again, it all goes back to the liability. None of us want to lose our businesses or drown in paying fines. We've been told we have to ask very, medical questions when people come in. We have to ask them, if they have a fever. We have to take their temperature. We have to ask them if they've been around anyone that has had COVID. Just these lists of questions. And then they have to sign a form. And a lot of people are asking, is this legal? Where HIPAA laws come into play. But on our end, we're trying to not be negligent. We have to do what we have to do. The state is telling us to do this. We're between a rock and a hard place. I know some people feel like it's an invasion of privacy for us to ask them those questions. But I don't think we belong in phase 2. If we need all of these regulations, I think they should have left this in phase 3 and 4, and let's see how things pan out with with numbers, if they're going to keep rising or going down.
Let me ask you: are there specific directives unique to hair salons and barbershops that you have to comply with?
Well, you mean new regulations?
I just mean that different from regular retail business.
Oh, yes. Businesses, they can wear a regular cloth mask and gloves. We have to wear. Again, there's some question about this, but I read it as we have to wear N95 masks with a face shield. And gloves, and wear gloves while we're hair cutting. So, which is almost impossible to get a decent haircut if you're trying to. I don't know if they have a glove out there that you can do this with, but I don't feel comfortable working on my clients that way. So we have to dress up with the N95, the face mask, whereas the rest of the businesses that are able to open, they're able to do curbside. They can bring products out to the curb in a cloth mask and gloves, and that's fine. So I've seen, pictures, salons posting pictures of their gear, of themselves and their gear ready to go to work, and you have to chuckle. It's like we're coloring people's hair and we're styling their hair, and we literally look like we work at a nuclear power facility. I don't know any other phase 2 businesses that are working under those conditions.
So do you think that if you were in phase 3, some of those conditions might exist, or you just would be better prepared for them?
Well, both. I think we definitely would be better prepared. Boy, they gave it to us this way. It was a Thursday that we were told we weren't going to open in phase 2. And then Friday morning, we woke up to 13 pages of directives, and yes, we're opening, which caused confusion for our clients, because our clients were like, oh, you're open. Can I come in tomorrow? And we're like, well, no, because we have to, buy our hazmat suits and, procure all this, equipment first. And we don't understand half of these directives. And then they put a summary on the front page, which a lot of people looked at the summary and thought, oh, these are the directives. So, but in the fine print, it says, no, you have to read another page with the detailed version, and then you have to sign an information and then come up with a business plan and submit everything to the state. But yeah, I think, and also some of the reason I think some of the restrictions may be lifted in phase 3, there's one clue, is that they're calling for us for mandatory testing every 14 days under phase 2, it says. So with that, you can interpret it as, well, phase 3, maybe they'll lift that restriction, which means maybe they're going to lift, maybe they'll say no face shield. We can go back to cloth masks rather than N95 masks, something like that. And also, I'm thinking maybe they're going to learn from some mistakes, and they've gotten some feedback. I know many of us are writing letters and starting petitions. Maybe they'll revise some of these directives so that they're at least easier to understand. Because I think that's part of the issue. I just see a lot of people with differing opinions on what these directives mean. So there's a lot of stylists out there working, I think, and to their own detriment. If they aren't clear under what the directives actually are, they could be hurt in the long run by a lawsuit or hefty fines from the state. So, and I feel bad. And all of us, we're all feeling that, and I'm just not brave enough to jump in and throw caution to the wind and just say, okay, I think I know what I'm doing, and then end up with a real problem or getting people sick. And that's the whole point. The whole point is to protect our clients and ourselves, so we don't want to spread. Our business could potentially spread this virus very easily and very quickly around the city.
Well,
so
you talked about getting your own PPE, own N95 masks, own face shields. Some of this equipment can be difficult to get a hold of. It's also can be expensive. I'm wondering how that's working out for you, both expense-wise and your ability to get that PPE.
It was very difficult at first because we were looking at other states to see what was happening, and we thought, well, some of us started ordering ahead of time because we had a feeling they were going to throw this on us, in a second, and we were going to have to get back to work. So a lot of us started ordering, and everything was back ordered. And some masks, like the N95 masks, were going for. I honestly saw somebody post a clip from Amazon. $2,000 for an N95 mask, for one mask. It was kind of like the toilet paper thing, like just gouging us for these items. So it was very difficult at first. Now, although it can be difficult, Monroe County and Genesee County have stepped up, and they've provided some free PPE. So you have to sign up and go pick it up. I've gotten some items yesterday, both from Genesee, and I live in Monroe, so I'm able to take advantage of the free PPE they're giving out here. So that was great. But again, if we had had the directives sooner, if they had said, okay, these are the directives, you guys can open in 1 week, there would have been more time for, I think, the counties and these cities to, rally behind us and help us. But it's great. It's so great that they have.
One of the things I thought about in relation to, we're both small business owners, and I deal with a lot of small business owners, but what you do and a lot of other stylists and barbershops do is, there isn't an easy way to, restaurants can do takeout. I can modify how I do my business, but you guys are so hands-on, so personal. I would think there'd be an eagerness to get open, to get back into business.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We feel like we're letting our clients down. Like I feel like I haven't slept in, I can't tell you how long. Like it's on my mind constantly. I want to be there for my clients. I want to get back to work and make them feel good about themselves again. There's a lot of people out there with gray roots and, the long straggly hair that just, they want to feel, beautiful and human again, and I feel like I'm letting them down, but it's, I don't know what to do. Like, there's no easy answer right now. And so my clients have been amazing. They've been wonderful. I've been giving them updates. They've been extremely supportive. They understand that what I'm doing is the best I can do for them and myself and my business. I'm hoping to be back to work in a week. Hopefully a week, maybe 2 at the most. But when I do, I know that I'm going to be doing the best for my clients and myself, and able to keep the business open, without being, fined and sued or, any of those things, and also not spreading the disease to my clients and their families. So no one wants to be contact traced back to that and find out they gave it to someone and they ended up in the hospital or worse.
Yeah,
so
that's one thing I wanted to ask you about too, or leads into my next question, is for customers of stylists and hair salons, what is your recommendation to them? What is your advice to them, both to maintain their own safety and maintain the safety of their stylist or barber?
So for clients, we have to ask them to wear their mask when they come in. We have a mask, we provide for them. I just ask them to please be patient with us and just please, answer the questions we have to answer. Trust us that we're doing this for their safety, and because we are directed to do it by the state, but this is also for their safety. So please, be patient with us and deal with our new rules and regulations and changes as best they can. And other stylists, just be careful, protect yourself, make sure you're following the directives as best you can. I know it's hard. You might want to say, I don't want to wear the face shield because I can't, breathe very well, or I can't see. It gives me a headache. But I kind of compare it to, driving without a seatbelt on. The seatbelt may be uncomfortable. It's the law. If you get pulled over, you're going to get a ticket, for not wearing the seatbelt. So just be careful, protect yourself as well as the clients. And I don't know what else to say about that. It's just
good. Well, thank you, Nicole. Is there anything else you wanted to cover this morning? You've covered a lot of ground for us.
Let's see. I think that might be about it. So just continue. I just hope we continue to call our Congress people and get them to make changes, to help us, and mainly clarifying some issues with us and our directives. And, I think that's the best way to do it. Just contact the people that make these laws.
Great. Well, on the Friday conference with Paul Pettit and the public health officials, I'll try to keep some of your questions in mind, see if we can get some more clarity. So, Nicole, I appreciate your time this morning.
Oh, thank you so much, Howard.
Thank you. So this is Howard Owens, publisher of the Batavian. We've been talking this morning to Nicole Ilasi, owner of Salon Miaou here in Batavia, and she had some concerns she wanted to talk about and get out there dealing with and the challenges of opening in phase 2. So that was what we've been talking about. And stay tuned to the Batavian for the rest of the day and the rest of the week for more news. Thank you.